It's Talk Point again on Lagos Television. I'm glad you can join us. My name is Omololu Rosanwo. Today on Talk Point, we shall be looking at issues of the society is also affecting. We're looking at curbing intimate image abuse in Nigeria. Of course, we know that the United Nations is a global body comprising of over 180 nation states committed to welfare and peace and stability of nations in the world. The United Nations have sub-bodies in the area of health, education. We also have them in crime control, drug control, and a host of others. Our focus today is on the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime Control. And we'll be looking at negative trend which is gradually rising in the society, and that is the abuse of intimate image in Nigeria. I have two guests in the studio that will be doing justice to that with me. To my immediate right, I have one of them. She is Renata Delgado Schenk. She is the Cybercrime Policy Advisor at the United Nations Office of Drugs and Crime. Nice to have you on Talk Point.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, to my extreme right, I also have one of them. She is Baranaye Dahana. She is the National Program Officer, Counter Cybercrime Focal Point of the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime. Nice to have you on Talk Point too.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Yes, let me start. When we say intimate image abuse, what do we really talk about? Because it's not something that is really common in Nigeria. Let me start with you.
When we talk about intimate image abuse, we refer to where two persons who have a personal relationship possibly have had images taken privately and shared between them. However, in the course of the relationship, one of them happens to decide to expose this image publicly. In Nigeria, I think we commonly refer to this as revenge porn.
Okay.
Which in some instances also ends up with sextortion.
Okay. When you say revenge porn, sextortion, because some viewers may not understand what you're talking about. When you say revenge porn, is it that you're taking the revenge from somebody, or what is it about?
So, for example, maybe a lady has had a relationship with a man, it could be vice versa, and he does not want to continue, or she doesn't want to continue, and he says, oh, I have your nude images, and I'll make this public.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, let me come to you, Renata. You're in charge of that area, cybercrime policy advisor. But what in your own words, what is intimate abuse talking about? Because I know from what you said and from what I've heard also, it has to do with you bringing up the intimate part of the other sex. So what's your take on this too?
It's mainly misusing pictures. So pictures that are nudes or semi-nudes or are including sexual activity, and someone abusing the trust and sharing those publicly or with people you don't want to have a view of those pictures. So it's online because you're misusing the internet, you're misusing applications, social media, and it's abusive because it's a type of violence against a person. It can be a man or a woman.
It's not really common in Nigeria, Diana. Why is the UNODC coming up with this campaign?
I would like to say to the contrary. It is now quite common. So we do, in the use of social media, we have seen people come up across various platforms, including those owned by Meta, and make a public outcry to say that I'm having my intimate images are being used to threaten me. This gentleman is trying to say, or a man is trying to say, he's going to make it public. So it is now quite common, and law enforcement has indeed given us feedback that these are issues they face every day with reports coming to them.
Okay. From what I've heard and a little I know about it, some are AI generated, right? Some are the ones that come out from your pictures. Take for instance, let's say it's coming out from my picture, and you have it, and you have used the Meta and other AI devices to bring it up to develop it, and you post it out. Now, in institutions like this, is it not what we can also refer to as body shaming, or exposing other sexes' body parts unduly without the person's consent?
I think we are referring to the same thing. So yes, there's the use of AI to create such images. However, in Nigeria, from the feedback we have received from law enforcement, and also working through the internet across various platforms, more reports are coming of individuals, real people who are facing this problem. I came across one where I had to call the attention of a law enforcement agency to reach out to the lady because she said she was suicidal. Also, CSOs, civil society organizations, are also reporting that there's a high increase of these issues being reported to them. In many cases, the individuals, the victims, just want support to take down those images of them. Because in certain cases, they can be identified. It's not just the body part, but a full person who can be identified. And the issue of shame and, of course, societal discrimination of these persons.
Yes, Renata, as a cybercrime expert and a policy advisor, when you see things like this, what are the steps you actually put in place to curb some of these things in your organization?
So we have developed a strategy to help countries to have a rapid solution to this. And this strategy works with law enforcement and with civil society organizations and the private sector, because this is a multi-sectoral problem. This is not just a problem between two people. It's a problem that we have illicit content, images that are criminal in platforms. It is a problem that we have police that needs to prevent this crime and to respond to it. And it's an issue where civil society organizations are getting a lot of reports about. So our strategy brings a tool where you, with your phone, if someone is threatening you to share your nudes, if someone has already shared your nudes somewhere where you don't want them to be, you can go to stopncii.org and you can transform these pictures into a code, a hash value. And you share this hash value with the network, and we have an alliance with 22 companies, including Meta, Facebook, WhatsApp, X, Pornhub, OnlyFans, all of those big platforms, where they would prevent anyone to upload the picture that you have reported. So this is huge. This is immediate help for those that are receiving threats or have their pictures put online.
Okay, I'd like to ask Diana before I come back to you. Now, okay, institutions where ladies dress in such a way that they expose their bodies, and also men also expose their six-pack, their macho, they expose them, and people just see them around. Is it not saying, look, we can do it, we can take our pictures, we like it like that? Isn't that exposure on its own before people now start to snap them?
I would like to say maybe this is a little bit different. So for myself, I would not like to come out nude and stand on the express for everybody to see me. So anybody who is dressed in a particular way is comfortable doing that and coming outside. So in an instance where there is an intimate relationship, and for example, even between a husband and a wife, and the husband says, oh, I'm not around, can you please send me a picture of whatever body part out? This is a licit relationship, and she sends it. And maybe tomorrow they are no more together. There's a separation or there's a divorce. And the husband is saying he's going to make these pictures public to cause shame to the wife. These are the kind of issues we are talking about. So we are saying that the wife who has such an image can now report that image and have it hashed, so that across the platforms, any attempt made to upload it would not be successful.
Okay, what if in situations where, because we've seen situations in Nigeria and also it happens abroad, where you find pictures of some people. Take for instance in Nigeria, there was a singer that was exposed sometime. We won't mention names here, but that happened. Maybe because the guy had that picture and wanted to show the lady that, oh, because we're no longer together, I'm going to show you this. But that happened. It trended. And we saw this, and the lady even came out to say, look, there's nothing you can do to it because I have my privacy, I have my life, I'm no longer with you. Or that was the affair we had then. Now, that particular person was not prosecuted, nothing was done. Is that not giving us leeway to do more?
This victim you refer to has the right to pursue a criminal prosecution, to go to law enforcement to report it. But we are also saying that while you're pursuing that, knowing that the internet is a place where people come on every day, we are telling you that you can make this report and those images already online will be taken down while you pursue the criminal process to seek justice.
Okay, let me ask you just a personal question, but I know others too will want to ask. Okay, can we say kissing? When you say kissing, when you kiss somebody and they snap your picture, if it's uploaded, is it a crime?
It depends on you. What are you comfortable with? What is that you are comfortable with? If you're not comfortable with having your picture of your partner and you online where you are kissing, you can decide to have it taken down. But when we talk about intimate images, we refer to private body parts, which are usually clothed and not open to the public.
Okay, in situations like that, what would you do when these things happen like that? And take for instance, I've been training over time. I have my six-pack, and I have my body hug. I put it on, and hey, it looks good. I didn't say you should snap me, and you took my picture and you sent it. What happens?
For a crime to happen, it needs to be a harm. So if you're telling me you like to take pictures of yourself half naked and you like that and you like to expose it, you don't have a crime because you don't experience a harm. However, if you're a person in a very specific community belonging to a certain, for example, religious community, and that is not allowed under your community standards, and you face problems because of that, nobody talks to you, everyone is putting your family aside, you cannot go to school, to the education institution, or you're shamed at work, then it begins to be a problem. Then it's harm, and then you can and have the options to prosecute it as a crime. But we're talking about pictures that mainly are of sexual parts, genitalia, and that show any type of sexual activity, not just any body part. Because that's the difference also between adults and children. Pictures of nudes of children, any body part is criminal. Whereas for adults, it's not the same. For adults, it depends. It has to be sexual in nature, it has to be genitalia, and those are the minimum standards which are also here applied in Nigeria. And the Cyber Crimes Act includes that. It's part of what we call here cyber stalking.
So what measures are you collaborating with the federal government on this? Because I know your office is doing something, but what are you doing in collaboration with the federal government and other states governments?
What we are doing is training and building capacities in law enforcement and very specialized agencies to attend this crime, because there is a common understanding that this is not so grave, and then victims go to the police and report it, and then they say, but why did you take this picture? Whereas this is another crime, this is criminal, and we need to have law enforcement respond to the victim. So we're working on them in sensitizing about what is the criminal framework, what are the rules, and what are the immediate responses they can take. One of them being taking down the pictures with
Okay.
the alliance we have, and the others will be to prosecute the case, collect the digital evidence, and put this person before the court, the ones responsible. Because there is indeed a common understanding that this would not be so grave, whereas it can even result in death. We have seen impacts in health, psychologically, physically, and even suicide.
Oh. Okay, for Diana, you talked about you having some relationship with civil society organizations. What are the things you've done? What measures have been put in place so that you can also curb this?
So UNODC has worked with civil society organizations to introduce the stopncii.org to them, so they can use this as a tool to support victims. Whereas instead of writing to just the Meta or Telegram or each individual organization, they can use this as a one-stop shop and then have that support to take down. Now, we learn from victims that sometimes they are more comfortable going to civil society organizations. While civil society organizations help them with this, they also guide them with law enforcement to get justice where they need to. Though in some cases, they have reported that the victims just want these taken down. They would not want to pursue further, and they want a situation where the perpetrator does not continue this process. Law enforcement has also reported that some cases in these instances are also in courts. So these, and then including training, like Renata said, there have been several trainings. For example, we had an assessment in 2025, a cybercrime assessment, to know the landscape in Nigeria, what is being done, who is doing what, across the multiple agencies with the mandates to counter cybercrime. And with that, we learned that we do have police officers across every jurisdiction and region. We have 17 zonal commands of the Nigeria Police Force, and we have over 300,000 police officers who need to have that foundation of what is cybercrime.
Okay.
And UNODC has already started working with the support of funding from the United Nations, the Bureau for International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs, to train law enforcement officers, particularly the police, across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria, on this foundational knowledge and on responding in such a way that they do not re-victimize the victim, and they learn the right pathways. For example, we have the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center, which has an e-reporting channel online. So this is currently ongoing, along with other specialized training.
Okay, I know that as we round up now, there is a program that you want to come up with in collaboration to come up with a launch, to come up with the federal government to bring up some of these things that you're saying. Can you just shed light on this?
Yes, so we do have a global strategy. Maybe Renata, you want to pick it up. We do have, this is the global strategy, and we are working together with law enforcement, national agencies, including NDPI and other institutions, along with CSOs, to have a national strategy. A national strategy that fits into our culture, sits well with our legal framework. So this is currently ongoing, and we hope to launch it as soon as we have the validation from those involved.
If you say you have a natural strategy and you're looking at the cultural aspect, now I know that in some parts of the society or of Nigeria, some of these things go and they go unpunished. How do you hope to consider the other parts of the country in achieving this that you want to achieve, apart from the southern part?
Sensitization and awareness. Many people are not even aware that this is a crime. They're not aware. They don't know where to go to, they don't know who to talk to, they don't know where to report. People are not aware. So working together with national authorities and civil society organizations, we hope to create more awareness, that people know that first, this is a crime, and you will be held accountable for this crime. Secondly, people know that while we're not encouraging you to do that, if you do that, there is a way to seek help to take it down where these threats are being made against you.
Okay, yes, I want to give Renata a final shot. So what's your take on this in terms of people who want to get involved in this and your measures to curb it? The final take.
I would say that technology is here to stay, and we're all using it. It can be used for good and for bad. And when it's used for bad, we have a solution to help you. You can report the pictures. You don't have to share any picture or any video. There is immediate help available for anyone affected by this phenomenon. There are organizations in Nigeria working on it. The United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime is working on it. And please seek help. We're here to help you.
Okay, yes, I'm afraid time is not on our side again, but I want to thank you, Renata Delgado Schenk, the Cybercrime Policy Advisor of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. Thank you for coming and talk point.
Thank you very
I also
much.
want to appreciate you, Diana Baranai, the National Program Officer of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, for coming on talk point.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, on that note, we have come to the end of Talk Point. 767 and 112 still remains the lines to call in times of emergency. Stay out of trouble. Ensure that you contribute your own quota to the development of not only Lagos State, but Nigeria at large. I am Omololu Roson. See you some other time.